Alright guys, so in this tutorial we're going to be creating one of these double color, double exposure photos. I like to call these the spirit animal double exposure because we're going to be finding an animal that represents a person and creating a double exposure based off that. So your first step is going to be finding two photos. My first photo was this roaring lion, and my second photo is going to be of Paul Pogba. So once you have your photos, go ahead and open up your first image, which will be of the person. And you can open up your second image by clicking on Finder in the bottom left corner, finding your image. I'm going to use this one this time. And you're going to click on the image, hold, and drag until you can find Photoshop. And then you're just going to drop it into Photoshop just like this. Since it's really small right now, I'm also going to enlarge the image by holding down Shift and just making sure that it's about the same size as the original image, and then hitting Enter so that it lines up nicely. Next step is going to be to lining them up. So you're going to turn down the opacity to about 50 just so you can see where your image is going to be, and then you can line it up appropriately. So I do like how this one's lined up right now, but I think I'm going to bring the eye to about the same area as Paul Pogba's eye, right there. Once you've lined it up, turn the opacity back up. So your next step is going to be to start playing with the coloring. So to play with the coloring, double click on the layer. If it doesn't work at first, it's because you're clicking in the name, and you don't want to click in the name, you want to click just outside of the name. So double click just outside of the name. That's going to open up your layer styles. So under your layer styles, you want to go to Advanced Blending, and you're going to go to these channels. So these channels, R stands for red, G stands for green, blue stands for blue. And when you start unchecking these, it's going to take away the colors, and it's going to show you your second layer. So you can do multiple, you can do just one, play around with the different kind of colors, however you want to do it. Since Manchester United are red, I'm going to make the line red. I'm going to click OK. You can then do it with your second layer. So to do it with the second layer, go down to your second layer, double click, and again, start playing with the different settings you can do until you have it the exact way that you want. So I'm kind of liking it just as is. Once you've done this, you can add an adjustment layer. So to add an adjustment layer, go down to the half circle, click on the half circle, and go to Hue and Saturation. And now is where you're going to start playing with the different coloring and how you're going to color it and everything. So the first step is where it says Master. If you click on that, you have multiple colors. With all of these colors, you can do the same thing. So if I go to red, you can increase the reds with saturation. You can take away the colors in saturation. I can change the color of red by switching the hue. So if I wanted red to change to a different color, I could do that with hue. I'm going to leave the red again because Manchester United is red. But I'm going to go down to my cayenne. I'm going to see if I can change my cayenne to more of a yellow. More like that. I'm going to increase that saturation. I'm gonna darken that one. Just like that. Another thing you guys can do is you can add that layer mask. So to add the layer mask, click on the half circle. Use your paintbrush on the black color. And you can start to erase parts of the lion so that I can see more of Paul Pogba. And this is kind of where you guys will just have to kind of start playing with different settings and how exactly you like it. For this tutorial purpose, I'm not going to get too into the details. I'm going to leave it something more along the lines of this. I'm going to kind of blend it a little bit. All right. Another thing you guys can do is you can clean up some of these lines. So you can either do that by cropping, or you can add a rectangle marquee. To add the rectangle marquee, I'm probably going to just steal this red color. Maybe this more of a faded red. And then you just drag and drop. And it should go to the color you'd like it to. This one didn't. And then when you drag the color, it should appear the color that you chose. I'm going to not do it for this one because the colors aren't lining up as well. But I would crop this one. Right now, since it's just for the tutorial, I'm going to flatten this layer. So to flatten it, click on the top layer, click on the bottom, hold down Control and click, and then flatten image. You could then export it as a JPG and submit to Google Classroom.